Hello, I'm Megan Edge, and welcome to Workshop Wisdoms. Here I share with you some of the tidbits and nuggets of information and guidance that come out of my courses and my workshops. I hope you enjoy.
The frescoes on that building, the carvings on that building, are all sexual in nature. They're women and men, there's women and women having sex, there's threesomes going on, it could read like a manual of sexual positions. And when the Victorian archaeologists first discovered it or first saw it, they were horrified. And clearly this must be a brothel, because it never occurred to them that sex can be sacred. And that the expression of our sexual and sensual beings can be a form of healing and can be an expression of ourselves in relationship with others and then also to ourselves. So they just had no concept and no context in which to understand what it was they were seeing. The more women started to join we were talking about this at the beginning, starting to become architects, archaeologists, and going on these digs and seeing these images brought a completely different idea as to what these represented, what they meant, and how powerful they were. And again, can you imagine growing up in a society where the human body is celebrated, where you're taught how to pleasure yourself, you're taught how to pleasure others, where there is no wounded pain that gets given to you by somebody else. There's no rape, there's no assault, there's no defilement or degradation of children or women or men for that matter, where that just doesn't exist as an expectation, right? The statistic is that 3 out of 4 women will at some point in their lives experience sexual abuse or assault. And when I heard that in my first women's studies class in university, I shot my hand up and I said to the professor, but does that mean that 4 out of 5 men at some point in their life are going to be an assailant to women? Yeah. No one had asked the question before. She just stopped. And everyone in the class went, oh, and the one brave guy who was taking women's studies went like this in his seat. And whether a man knowingly or unknowingly inflicts harm on a woman in a sexual way or a sensual way, the reality is that there's something very, very broken out there in our sexuality and our sense of ourselves as sensual beings, both as men and women. So that's why this is part of the program, because as a healer, even as a good friend, you will have people come to you and they are traumatized by their sexual experiences. You have your own experiences as well. We all have them. I remember once meeting a young woman, I think it was university, and she said quite emphatically that she didn't see what the big deal was about. As far as she was concerned, everything was equal, and she'd never had any experience where any man had ever put her down. And I said, wow, that's awesome. I mean, how can you be in this culture and not have some concept of what it's like to be the lesser valued? But if that was her reality, good for her. Now that would be our age, I wonder if that's still her reality. And I don't mean to suggest that something happened to her. I mean that as she went through life and saw more and more the ways in which there is that disparagement between men and women, and sexually as well, that may have changed for her. Thank you for watching my workshops and my talks. It's my passion to share with you what I know and believe. We have lots of laughs, sometimes tears. We're always learning and growing. I look forward to hearing from you and staying connected. Enjoy this amazing day.